Hey everybody, this week we got some big NFL uniform news. The Los Angeles Rams are coming out with alternate uniforms, as are the Buffalo Bills. Nickel gray? What are you talking about, Paul? What did you stop? I'm trying to do my intro here. The Titans, they have new rivalries uniforms coming up. Paul and I are getting ready for the All Star Game. We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at your comments, Paul's minor league minute. One of us will share where we were on one of these days, and all that and more here. Episode 19 of the SportsLogos.Net podcast. Woo!
That was very good. This is your Michael Jordan flu game.
And the reason Paul Caputo, my co-host here, I'm Chris Creamer. The reason why Paul brings up Michael Jordan's famous flu game is I woke up 3 minutes before we started recording, so I'm just flying on pure adrenaline, not even caffeine, because I didn't have time to make coffee this morning. But we are going to see what happens. Later on, I'll also share partially why I slept in today, because I had a really wild Canada Day, 4th of July weekend that I'll share with everybody here. But before we get into that fun, we have some NFL uniform news. We should have Andrew Lind on here to talk, but he's probably doing what I should be doing right now, and that's sleeping.
He's probably asleep.
Yeah, he's the smartest of the two of us.
Because he's been busy.
He has been busy writing NFL uniform news. Let's start with the LA Rams, Paul. According to Mr. Lind, who is our all things great NFL insider and always gets his stories right, he says the Rams are going to come out with two new throwback-inspired alternate uniforms, one yellow and one featuring white horns on the helmet. Podcast Paul, what do you think about the LA Rams wearing a yellow uniform? I mean, they did a couple years ago, and bringing back the white horns. This feels like a franchise that just can't quite figure out what the heck they're doing.
I, for one, am shocked to see that an NFL team has unveiled an alternate uniform that is based on a throwback concept. This is groundbreaking news. We've never seen anything like it before. Look, the fact that they're wearing yellow, I like yellow. I think we don't have enough yellow in the NFL, so I'm in favor of this. And we're rehashing old ideas in the NFL. We're throwing back. We're trying to capture every corner of nostalgia that we possibly can. So, that doesn't feel new or interesting to me. But I think the Rams have a rich visual history, and it'll be fun to see them tap into that. So I guess I'm contradicting myself because I do want to see some of these old fun looks back on the field. I am happy to see yellow in the NFL, and I wish there were some other new ideas out there.
It just depends if they're wearing yellow pants or not with it. Like, I'll do a yellow jersey. I don't know if I can do yellow jersey and pants. That's too much yellow.
Did they do that with like their color rush? I feel like I've seen a Rams uniform with yellow pants.
Well, I do know, yeah, color rush. And in fact, the last game the Rams played in St. Louis before they moved was in their all yellow color rush uniforms, which is just, I don't know if that's cool or if that's like thumbing their nose at St. Louis, or
maybe that should just be the alternate logo. Just go with the color rush. Do the color rush with white pants. You'll be great.
Right. And in which case it's not really color rush, right? Like it's
okay.
It's
all right.
And, yeah.
This is why you're the expert. This is why you're North America's foremost expert on uniforms and logos.
Oh, see, earlier in our run, episode 1 or 2, you said I was the world, and now I'm down to North America. I don't know what happened. I think is it because the soccer teams all got knocked out in North America this week?
All 3 host nations are out.
We're very efficient over here in the West.
Oh, man. I did enjoy watching Great Britain take all 10 of its remaining players after a red card and just pack them into a box in front of the goal.
Well, I mean, just whatever you got to do, right?
Right. It works. Right. Yeah. They played they played like 30 minutes of power play defense.
And they're going on to the quarterfinals. So
they're in the quarterfinals as of the time of this recording.
I'm going to calm down our Scottish and Welsh fans and say, England, not Great Britain.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, everybody. I apologize. I did a bad job.
And that's why I'm North America's expert in British Isles.
That's right. You sure are. And I called it soccer. Did I say soccer?
You can say soccer is an English term.
Yeah. They call it that in Australia as well because they have their own football. Chris, maybe that'll be a where were we for us. I went to an Aussie rules footy match in 2010.
Perfect. Okay, save it, bank
Saving
it.
it, saving it. Okay.
Okay, because we're talking about the Los Angeles Rams right
We
now.
are still talking
Uh,
about the Rams here. Yeah.
so
Lots
we've
of yellow,
established
big horns.
big horns, yellow. We've established that yellow jersey, okay. Yellow pants, not as okay, but okay if worn with blue jersey, not okay if worn with yellow jersey. We need some sort of chart here, that like a flow chart. Um,
I think that, Chris, you might have just broken the internet. If you come up with an NFL uniform flowchart,
ooh,
that was,
well,
by the
okay.
way, one of my very early viral internet things that I did once. I came up with a flowchart on how to choose your favorite Major League Baseball team, and every single choice was a like shot at, one of the existing teams. It was in 2009, so it's not funny anymore. But at the time,
Uh,
it got a lot of attention. Katie
well,
Couric
we
retweeted me, Chris.
that's huge. Oh, we someone needs to dig that up and find out.
Oh, trust me, I have it readily available.
And you also did the minor league baseball color wheel,
That's right. That's
which
right.
which I found. I was given a behind the scenes tour at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and I found that plastered up on the wall in
It
behind the scenes as someone was using as like a visual guide.
I can't tell you what an honor that is to know that that made it all the way there. And then all these people said, you should do this as a puzzle or you should do this as a poster. And it was like, oh, well, at the time it was 160 affiliated minor league teams. It was just like licensing all 160 of these teams may get a little pricey. We could do a poster, but it costs $4,000.
Maybe maybe we'll talk. Well, we'll figure something out, Paul. We'll get it done. I'll
Yeah,
lean on to my connections here as we talk about the Los Angeles Rams.
the
Where
Rams.
wearing. So the other uniform that Andrew Lind is saying they might be wearing is a throwback inspired form that incorporates white ram horns in the helmet. This is something the Rams used to do
Yeah,
way back in the day, and then they brought it back when they moved to Los Angeles. I'm guessing because they wanted to differentiate themselves. It's early for me,
yeah. You
as
still
he
have my
says.
thesaurus.
I still have you, and you're two time zones behind me, so you're
And
just
I've been
sitting
up for like
there
2.5 hours, Chris.
silently judging me, rightfully so. The Rams tried to differentiate themselves from their time in St. Louis, and they switched from gold horns to white horns in a hilariously mismatched uniform combination where they still retained the gold on the jerseys
Oh,
due to NFL rules not allowing teams to change uniform designs so soon.
oh.
So, all that to say, do the Rams really need to go back to white helmets? White horned helmets, I should say. This is a look that holds no special association in my NFL heritage heart. I do not think back to the Rams wearing white horns and feel any sort of warm and fuzzies. This feels like, we're throwing back to an era that means nothing in Rams history, and I feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on Rams history. And this is a team that just sort of finally has started to nail their, I'm going to call it their forever look because it's a mishmash of previous eras all under one cohesive design. Blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow. And now sometimes blue and white. Do we need to be doing this? Is it worthwhile? Shouldn't we just stick with blue and yellow for a while and establish this look as their forever look before we start throwing back to an era that really, I'm just going to be bold and say means absolutely nothing to everybody?
Let me ask you this question, Chris. Will they sell more jerseys?
Hmm.
Hmm.
The helmet will not sell more jerseys,
Oh, that's a good point. But they
right?
could sell souvenir helmets, though.
Who's buying a blue and white Rams helmet? I want to meet that
I
person.
think more football fans should wear helmets to games the way baseball fans wear baseball caps to games.
I 100% agree with that.
I
Imagine
think,
seeing like immediately I'm picturing Cleveland
yeah,
and their dog pound.
yeah,
Now imagine Cleveland's dog pound is
right,
just, a bunch of Browns fans all wearing orange helmets. I guess the face masks will all be different colors because
right.
that keeps changing over time.
Yes,
And it'll be like I don't know, like
it would be a
a very
glorious
sort
sea
of
of,
calming and pleasing wave of orange, brown, white, and
yeah.
gray.
There'd be a lot of headbutting in the stands, and then probably some terrible injuries from people who did not wear their helmets that day.
Well, if you've looked at those souvenir helmets, they say do not use as a protective device.
Right. Yes. Although I'm not talking about souvenir helmets, Chris, here. I'm talking
Oh,
about real helmets, like, like game worn, like they got the game worn jerseys, I want a game worn helmet. I want a game worn midnight green Eagles helmet to wear to the Eagles game.
This okay. First of all, this sounds like a not so hidden ploy to try to get a comped
Oh,
helmet from somebody,
is that a thing?
which
Does that happen?
we're going to find out
My address is in the show notes there, people who
is
send free things.
along with his cell phone number. Um,
Chris, there's two other teams that
yeah,
have NFL uniforms, new NFL uniforms. So anything else on the Rams before we move on to
I think the Rams should just pump the brakes a little bit and let their new identity settle,
okay.
before they start adding new colors in here. I don't mind yellow jerseys. I'd like them to keep, some variation of their current helmet, a recolor, not necessarily recolor. I mean, like a flip of the colors. How about
Yeah.
yellow helmet with blue ram horns?
That would look great in the stands.
That'll look great in the stands. You're already thinking of merchandising on this.
I think the NFL should just say like, okay, every year, every new season, like this year, we're all wearing our uniforms from 1973.
That,
It's just
yeah.
everyone.
Well, like even just for a week, like so
Right.
when the NHL did their 100th and MLB did their 150th recently, I was pitching hard to both of these organizations. I was like, just do like one weekend. And even like if you really want to have fun, in April, it's 1900s weekend. In May, it's 1920s weekend. And you just do, and teams that never existed back then have them either wear some minor league team or some sort of faux back design. Think of the excitement around like these games that otherwise would just be humdrum
Yeah.
and otherwise forgotten. But nope. And you can sell all those jerseys, right? Like people
Oh,
would buy
totally.
them, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody
Um,
wants to listen to poor Chris. Need sleep.
Chris, the
Uh,
Buffalo Bills. See,
Bills.
the Bills have
Yes.
a new alternate identity, which, correct me if I'm wrong,
hmm
is not a throwback. This nickel gray, this nickel uniform, is
hmm
this a throwback or is this a new idea?
I think technically it's not a throwback. You could argue that because the Bills wore silver, I think their first season, like in 1960 for a
Okay.
year,
All
right?
right.
Like, I don't think this counts. I don't think that's what they're doing.
Right.
I think they're doing like, Buffalo is the nickel city.
Yeah. Ah,
Um,
that's how
I,
come I was going to ask you that question. Like, because
yeah,
Andrew in his article was very particular to say it's a new gray, and then he says in parentheses or nickel colored.
there
So
you go.
Buffalo's the nickel city, huh?
This is more a question for an American, I suppose. I'm assuming they're called the Nickel City because there used to be a buffalo on the nickel.
It stems from the buffalo depicted on the back of the Indian head nickel coin, which circulated in the early 20th century.
Right. So buffalo has absolutely nothing to do with nickels. Just the fact
No,
that
no.
there was an animal with which they share their name
Yeah.
depicted on the coin.
And then
Correct.
kind of, because then you can get into like it's a bison. It's the American bison, not a buffalo. Buffalo's on a different
So
continent.
buffalo has absolutely
No.
zero to do with
You know
nickels.
what, though? We're being pedantic. I actually don't subscribe to that. They call the animal the buffalo. It's a buffalo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I even brought it up. It was totally pedantic and not reflective of true American English in the colloquial sense right now. People know what you're talking about when you say buffalo. So I'm sorry I
What
brought it
is
up.
what is a podcast if not pedantic?
That's the whole point.
That's why we're here. The Bills, great
uh,
uniforms.
yeah, great.
Okay.
Nickel.
Nickel gray or
Yeah,
nickel silver,
yeah,
whatever. The jersey has been leaked. So says Andrew. And if you go to our website and read the article,
yeah,
he posts a photo of this apparently leaked jersey. He confirms that it's legit, so I believe him.
yeah,
It's basically a silver version of the Bills' normal uniforms. It's got a Bills crest up on the front
yeah,
above the numbers. And then the sleeve striping is the same color as the nickel,
yeah.
slightly darker, I guess. So it kind of blends in. I never understand this whole process. Like, just don't do stripes if you're going to do that.
Hmm.
And the helmet. So the helmet actually sounds like the most interesting part of this. It sounds like it's going to be a blue helmet with the stripe and the horn from the Bills logo.
Hmm.
And I guess that means no buffalo on it. We're just going to see a big red stripe on the side.
Interesting.
Could be interesting,
Yeah,
could be terrible. We'll
yeah.
find out. But both of these uniforms are apparently coming out. Andrew lists the unveiling dates, and I guess I could make you go to the site and find out, but I'll just tell you July 27th for the Bills, And the Rams are supposed to come out on July 23rd,
Hmm.
post All Star Game, which is all my mind is thinking about right now. And we got, did you have any comments on the Bills, Mr. Paul?
I like this nickel color here. I think it is maybe it's just they got me with their marketing. Maybe the color, the name of the color kind of got me, but the photo in the leak from back in April is sharp. And I was a little bit mesmerized trying to figure out where the heck this photo was taken to because like there's some grocery items. It's hanging on like a shelf and there's some grocery items behind it that like I do not recognize, just like some weird bottles and some like package like a something that looks like someone has crammed a bunch of popcorn into a 2 liter bottle of soda like so the leak is
You,
interesting.
sir, are getting a glimpse of Buffalo.
Is that what that is? Is that like a Buffalo bodega right there? That's
It's this has got to be like a Tops grocery store or something.
no, but I like this. I'm excited to see the helmet. There's no visual of the helmet in the article, so I'm excited to see that when that finally comes out. And then the notion of this the whole, logo being modular, right? Like pulling that stripe
Mm.
and the horn out and seeing what it looks like without the actual animal behind it. Be interested to see that.
You got me examining these this food products on the back of this these pictures. I don't know if this is a photo taken in the United States. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Right.
First of all, they use metric.
Mm.
So on the product, ooh, this could be a
We're,
good like, like those crime
yeah,
podcasts
yeah,
where
yeah.
they like go through evidence. Like we
Little
could go
deep
through the
dive
evidence
here.
on this. Yeah, there's a lot of pet food in here.
A lot of pet food and there's like some white bottles that kind of look like vitamins, but you can only see like the back of them. Like why? Who stocked this shelf like this? You can't see anything.
You can't
And
see
you
any.
do you see in the
There's
bottom right there? You see the popcorn shoved
yeah.
into a 2 liter bottle of
Mhm.
soda. Like
I,
what are we looking at?
well, it looks like there's some beta fish food in there. Hand feed formula. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I hope everyone at home is enjoying this.
it's
And then
like
there's
one of
lots of
those.
Whiskas
Yeah, it's like a
candy.
Vietnamese pet store that also sells NFL uniforms.
That sounds like my kind of store. The only other thing on this is that it says "Go Bills" on the back collar. It should say like "through the table" or something fun, but
Mm, mm. There should be a
not.
hashtag. It does say
Oh
"Go
boy.
Bills."
Okay. What are we
That's
doing? Titans. Go Bills.
Titans here.
Uh,
Okay, so the Titans. Now this is an interesting story because the Titans have unveiled a rivalries concept, which is neither a throwback nor an original alternate. And apparently, according to
mhm.
Andrew Lind, is basically just their regular uniform.
Well, I want to clear up some language there, Paul.
Okay.
So just because they didn't unveil
Okay. Right.
the
True.
Titans, yeah, the Titans didn't unveil anything. What happened here is that an image of a new Tennessee Titans themed shoe from Nike was released. Somebody saw that shoe and said, "There's some interesting design elements in this shoe." And I think that might be what the rivalries uniforms look like. And yeah, he makes a good point. There is a new number font. There are, like it says Music City on there, the colors in there. And I'm assuming he figured, hey, I bet this is a hint to the rivalries uniform. So he put it together, said, "What do you guys think about this?" Andrew Lynn took a look at it. That raised an eyebrow for Mr. Lind. He sent it to some of his sources, and his sources told him, by golly, that is darn near identical to what the Titans are doing. What is different? I'm not entirely sure, but basically, what the concept showed was a head to toe navy blue uniform with the Titans logo two-toned on the side, light blue and navy blue. The numbers have like the inline, kind of like what the Memphis Grizzlies used to wear as their numbers. It feels kind of like almost Toronto Blue Jays-ish,
Mm.
where they have that center line in between the numbers. We've seen in the past that teams from Tennessee use this as a nod to like the neon lights in their downtown areas. That's probably what's happening here. And then, the guitar string stripes on the sleeves, light blue collar, Music City underneath the collar, and navy blue pants. And yeah, the Titans just rebranded to a light blue and red look. And now they're going to go dark blue again, which takes me back to my whole thing about if you rebrand, why do you immediately go in another direction, which I don't understand. Again, like you say, it's to sell jerseys, and you're right. I like to put my head in the sand and pretend that's not the reason why all these things are done. But
It's for the love of the aesthetics of our beautiful sports that we love so much. Chris, I just want to say, the investigative journalism that Andrew engaged in here. I mean, who says journalism is dead? Who says real reporting is dead? That's pretty remarkable that he was able to piece together what he pieced together.
I share that with you. Andrew's never let me down with his reporting. And anyone listening to this, please share the word and be like, hey, man, this Lind guy knows what he's talking about.
Right?
Lind also shared that there was later in that same article, the Indianapolis Colts, they're like from that same Nike shoe series.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to go there and say, hey, I wonder what the Colts uniform is going to look like, these are black. And it says for the shoe, I think, which is ironic. It's on a shoe for the shoe, and you got your number font. So it's probably going to be black and blue with
Yeah.
for the shoe somewhere incorporated with this numbers and stuff, just like we saw with the Titans one. So a new source of NFL uniform leaks, and that is through Nike uniform themed running shoes. It just never ends. We don't know when these are going to be unveiled. Last year, the NFL unveiled all their rivalries uniforms right just before the season started. It was like late August. In fact, I think it was on my birthday, which was not cool,
Mm.
NFL. So we got about a month and a half before these will come out for real. I'm sure they'll leak 4 or 5 times between now and then. But yeah, expect Music City navy blue Titans uniforms and a black Colts uniform. If Andrew's to believed, which of course he always is.
We have here in Fort Collins, Colorado, Chris, where I currently live. We have a restaurant called Music City Hot Chicken. And one time I went to Nashville, not really knowing, you know, the vagaries of food in the state of Tennessee, and I was picking up my rental car, and I was like, "Hey, where do I go for the best barbecue?" And the guy at the rental car counter, he's like, "Oh, Memphis." I was like, "Oh, all right."
Oh man.
uh,
I'm gonna piggyback off that story quickly because
yeah,
like I landed in Phoenix and I had nothing to do. I was going to the Diamondbacks unveiling. This is back in like 2015, I think. And I just landed at the airport in Phoenix. And I remember thinking, I have no desire to go anywhere. I'm just gonna sit at the airport after I landed. And finally I went to the tourist desk and I said, can you give me some fun things to do in Phoenix? She said, okay, well, first of all, you want to go to Scottsdale.
Scottsdale.
Oh, okay. I don't have a car. I'm not going to Scottsdale.
Yeah.
But
We mentioned Ranger Amy on last week's episode. I could have
Mhm.
pointed you towards Ranger Amy, and she could have showed you some great saguaro cactus hikes. I
That would have been
love a saguaro cactus.
that would have been awesome. I would
That
have
would
loved
have
that.
would have been great. Speaking of traveling, Chris,
Yes, sir.
you and I are both about to do some traveling. Can you believe
Oh,
it?
I've done
I,
enough traveling, Paul.
oh man, I am champing at the bit for this, Chris. I am so excited. First of all,
Hmm.
I missed the opportunity to go to an All Star game in 1996, the last time it was in Philadelphia. And I just thought, well, it's expensive or it's this or it's that. And it's a hassle. And how am I going to? And I have literally been regretting that for 29 years, right? Like, here we are 30 years later. We've got the All Star game back in my native Philadelphia. And I just said, I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get there. I am so excited to be going to the All Star game, but not just that, Chris, but
Yeah.
we are going to be hanging out in Philadelphia. First
Yeah.
time ever with our friend Todd Radom. And I get to introduce you to my friend Tyler Maughan, who is with the Minor League Baseball podcast and a broadcaster, really good broadcaster for the World Baseball Classic. We have a spectacular afternoon of hanging out together, an evening of hanging out together with some glitterati out there in the world of sports design. And I'm coming out of my shoes here, Chris. I'm so
Oh,
excited for this week coming
calm
up.
down.
I already have. I mean, I don't fly out at the time of this recording for like 4 days, and I already have like everything packed, like the suitcase is packed and ready
That's
to go.
exciting. I love your enthusiasm.
Mm,
I'm very different when it comes to traveling. I
yeah,
dread everything until I'm in my destination.
right.
So right now I'm just like, oh, I gotta go to the Airport. I'm landing in New York, so I gotta figure out how to get from New York to Philly on
Still
that
working on
day.
that, eh?
So, well, I mean, everyone gives me suggestions, and my response is to just not do anything. It seems to be calming me down. If I just pretend that
Yeah.
this isn't a problem I have to deal with. I should probably get that
That's been
settled.
my approach to some pretty major life changes that I have coming up, actually. So,
It's amazing how good you feel during that whole
yeah.
process. If you just
Just like
pretend it's not happening,
I'll think about that when it's a crisis.
there you go. And then I'll panic for 10 minutes and it'll be
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to figure out how to get to New York or get to Philly. I don't have tickets to home run or All Star game, so I don't know what I'll do during that. I'll figure it out. I'll find something to do, and then I'll be bumming around Philly for a couple of days until I go back to New York, where I will be at Fanatics Fest on Friday and Saturday. And so if you're going to that, you can say hi to me. And then I'm flying home on Sunday. So I got a pretty whirlwind week coming up next week, and I especially look forward to hanging out with some good friends and meeting you, of course. I really want to see what the podcast is like doing it face to face.
Mm.
I think it'll be like, I don't know if anyone here listens to Howard Stern, but back in the day, Stern used to do a show in studio with all of his people, and it was a wild atmosphere and environment. And then he started doing it remotely, kind of like how you and I do it, and it's very, very different now. It's
Hmm.
very sort of, yeah. You
Hmm.
wait for Zoom pauses and delays, and you can't just sort of have a truer natural conversation. So I look forward to that.
Yeah. Yes,
And
me too.
yeah, we're gonna have some fun, and hopefully it's not all work. Maybe we'll have some fun in there too, where we can maybe peruse a pub or two and have a cheesesteak or three, and not have a hoagie because that is a sub and not a cheesesteak. But maybe I should have a hoagie anyways. The look
Should
on your face
absolutely
looks
have a
very
hoagie.
upset.
Yeah,
Okay,
you should
hoagie it is.
absolutely have a hoagie. And you should have the pork and broccoli rabe at the Nick's in the Reading Terminal Market.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Some people would say that that's the best sandwich in Philadelphia, that the best sandwich in Philadelphia is not a cheesesteak or a hoagie, but rather
Mm.
the pork and broccoli rabe at the Nick's in the Reading Terminal Market.
Okay. Well, I've been to the Reading Terminal Market and I didn't get that. I didn't know it was
No.
a thing. So I will have
Yeah.
to check it out next time I'm there.
And then we'll get some cannoli at the Termini Brothers.
Let's go.
Chris, I'm
See,
telling you,
now
I'm
you
so
got me excited
excited.
again because I don't have to think about the flight. But I know what's the time? Okay, we don't have a lot of time. So
Okay.
I had a wild week. I got to say it. I have no other outlet for this because I stay at home all the time.
Yeah.
Canada Day, first of all, it was boiling hot outside. Got
Yeah.
up early, went down to the park. My kids were singing. They were performing. They're actors, so they had this performance they had to do, which was fantastic. It was awesome. We had a good time while we were there. We got this grand idea. Let's go to the in-laws, have a pool party. We'll invite some of the friends over, and we'll come up, have a good time. In-laws said, "Yes, let's go." We go up there, boiling hot. I just sit in the shade. I get a little grumpy in the heat, so I just
Yeah.
sat there and let everyone else swim in the pool. Out of nowhere, this massive windstorm just hits, bam,
Wow.
right? Like I'm on the back deck. I'm helping my mother-in-law who just had shoulder replacement surgery, trying to save the patio umbrellas from flying. And it's just, we're hanging on to things like Buster Keaton hanging on clock arms. And then as I'm doing that, and we're saying, I hear someone scream out about a tree. So I go run
Uh-oh.
into the front yard. There is a tree in the yard down on a power line and it's burst into flames.
Wow.
It just goes up in flames. And you see like and then the power lines start arcing, right? They
Yeah.
start glowing and you
Oh my
have this
goodness.
really cool glow going everywhere. Keep in mind that I not only are we there, but like all these friends that we invited and all
Yeah.
their kids and stuff are watching this. So they all go hiding in the house. We call the fire department. They come, they say, "Hey, bad news. The road's blocked. It's the only road out of this area. This is supposed to be a quick pool party, and now I have a bunch of people trapped. They can't leave. There's
Oh
no
no.
power. They can't drive home." Eventually, after about 2 or 3 hours of this, we realize that nothing's happening. The fire department's coming in looking at the tree. Like they're not doing
Mm.
anything. They're just standing there blocking
Yeah.
the road. I go to the main road with a buddy of mine. We hitch a ride into town.
Wow.
It's a small town, so luckily, one of his neighbors saw us, got us, drove us into town. I picked up my other car, drove back up, met my family on the main road. drove him home, came home, saw that we lost a big tree in the backyard,
Oh,
and now I got to deal with that. The next day, we go to Niagara Falls on a secret trip that my wife had planned. She
yeah,
just said, just book a hotel. We're all going,
yeah,
which was nice. We went, we had a nice trip there.
yeah.
No crazy stories about that. Saw
Okay.
play.
Weird Al just played there. You didn't see Weird Al, did you?
See, when she said I have a secret trip planned, I thought, because I memorized Weird Al's tour. I know Weird Al's in the area one of these days. It was not to see Weird Al. When I brought
Okay.
that up to her, she goes, "Are you kidding? I don't have Weird Al money," which is like, I'm like, I love you. That's such a great thing to say. We come back home and we have found that there are baby raccoons trapped under our deck.
Oh my God.
They're crying for mom. Eventually, they come out and they are absolutely drenched. They are starving. They're
Oh my
shaking.
goodness.
So I nursed them back to health.
Wow.
I
This
went
is
out and I
why I've
got,
been seeing raccoons behind you this whole episode while we've been
yeah,
recording.
no, those aren't giant rats.
Oh, they're just rats.
No, so I nursed them back. I got special formula from the pet store, brought them in my house, much to the chagrin of my family, and I bathed them. I used all
Wow.
my. We used to have a dog who passed away, unfortunately, but I still had all his stuff, so I cleaned them using that and was very gentle, and it was kind of nice. It was calming, and then I put them back outside. And mommy has abandoned them a while ago now.
Yeah,
So like there's no threat like, oh, mommy's leaving alone because human touched them. No, this is
right.
like
They
these
were
guys were
already
left to
left.
die. Yeah, so we're kind of stuck with it. I don't know what to do at this point. We might call around. A lot of the local places don't take in raccoons. They have like a no raccoon policy.
Right.
But so we're
Yeah.
not sure what to do. But they're maybe about 7, 8 weeks old. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm tired. I was dealing with all of those things, Paul.
Listen, I don't mean to keep bringing up this name over and over again, but I got to put you in touch with Ranger Amy, who
Ranger Amy.
this is like what she used to do, right? Like she's been living in Colorado for 4 years. She still gets texts from people who are like, "I got a family of raccoons under my porch. What do I do?" And so I'm like, "Who are you texting?" And it's just
Who
family
are you
people
texting?
people who have raccoons under their porches.
I'm gonna find
Well,
Ranger.
Chris, you're a kind soul and a good person, and it was nice of you to look after these vulnerable, abandoned critters who are adorable and also
Do you
sometimes
want
vicious.
do you want do you want to see video of me giving them a bath, Paul?
I do. Let's see that. Let's watch your video on this audio podcast. Oh my God, look at them. They're adorable. They're climbing on each other. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
So there you go. Friend of nature, Chris Creamer.
Friend of nature, Chris Creamer. All right, Chris. Well, you have coffee to make and packing to do. I'm all packed and I've had my coffee. So, but I know that you have some stuff to do. So we've got some segments. Let's get to some segments here. I want to hear what the people are saying, Chris. We have some comments on YouTube, maybe a question. I did post the video of my daughter Maya as the baby San Diego chicken in
Oh,
Albuquerque. So
I
I posted
missed
that
it.
on YouTube.
Okay, I want to go. I gotta go back and find it. But that was probably the most adorable story I've ever heard in my life. And I'm trying, like, I think the imagination, does the imagination match the visual in terms of cuteness? I don't know. We'll find out.
Got to
But
go
in my
check out
head,
the
it's the
video.
most, it's the most adorable thing I've ever thought of, to be honest.
I may be predisposed to thinking it's pretty dang cute, but it's pretty dang cute.
Well, let's go through some comments. So we have certainly established a core group of loyal commenters. Thank you.
Yeah,
We love it.
yeah, thank you.
So I'm going to roll through a couple of these. We have one question and a couple of comments. One from the password laser PDB. He just takes issue with you not mentioning Serge Savard of the Montreal Canadiens, a number 18 from Canada.
He
I
took
believe
issue
you
with
went with,
me not mentioning that.
yeah, because you said Moises Alou.
I see. Okay.
Let's
Apologies to
see.
both that commenter and Serge Savard.
And Serge Savard is somewhere weeping, going, just shaking his head. Moises Alou, what? He's not Canadian. He played for Montreal,
He
though.
played for Montreal. He wore number 18.
At Kilo One, who's our Chicago Dogs guy,
Yeah.
he addresses a comment to you, Paul. You
Oh.
will be happy to know that he started a petition because he falls under the same classification as you, and that is a minor league sicko.
Oh.
Um, that's a compliment, right?
I think so. I, by the
Hmm.
way, there's a really beautiful outdoor venue here in Colorado, a music venue called Mishawaka. And it was where I first saw Brandy Carlisle before she hit it big. So it's sort of a
Oh,
smaller venue. And I saw a performer last night named Grace Potter, who is
mhm.
pretty well established, but not huge. And there was a dude wearing a Chicago Dogs hat, and I was
Amazing.
like, "Hey, Chicago Dogs, how about that?" We chatted a little bit.
You did, and you're
Yeah,
like, do you know me? Did you say
right.
that?
No, if you wear
Oh,
minor league baseball stuff out in public, it is an invitation for me to come engage you in conversation.
okay. So anybody out there, if you do not want Paul to talk to you,
No, or if you do, either
or
way,
if you do, let's just
you can be
let's just have
proactive.
that. Danny Zlotnick or Danny Zlotnick or Danny Zlotnick,
Okay.
7518. He says he's the guy that left the comment on Apple Podcasts. Hey,
Thank you
remember
for
him?
that.
He likes the weird teams. I think we commented that he likes all sorts of random teams.
Yes, that's right. There's
He just
Mets,
points out,
Mammoth.
yeah,
I forget who else.
Thunder. There's a Thunder in
Oh
there,
yeah,
right?
Mets, Thunder, Mammoth. I can't remember what the last one was.
Well, he says it's because he's from Salt Lake City. So what is he
Oh,
supposed to do? Yeah, you
yeah.
know what? Good point.
He should add bees in there then.
Bees. But you got
Yeah.
the Jazz.
Yeah.
It's not like
Or
they're
he
not
said
nearly
And
as bad.
Mammoth.
Jazz, Mammoth. There's more in Utah, right?
Yeah. Ogden Raptors.
The Ogden Raptors. Hey, that's minor league. Get out of here.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
All right, and here we got one. Oh, here, Mets, Colts, Thunder, and Mammoth. There it is.
Okay. Mets, Colts, Thunder, Mammoth. Okay.
Okay.
So not
And
Jazz.
fine. Yeah, because you know what? Another commenter pointed that out
Oh,
that he shared what his name would be. His name, this other commenter said his name would be Patriots, Mets, Islanders, Celtics, which seems a little more
yeah.
reasonable.
Which
Patriots,
Islanders, I wonder though.
don't start with Bridgeport on me here. That,
Sorry,
that was
well,
Michael. That is Michael Mikowski. He actually asks a question. He asked a question last week, so we have a serial questioner here, which I
hmm,
like. He's asking about NFL rivalries uniforms. This is a coincidence. He didn't know we were going to talk about
right?
rivalries uniforms today.
Yeah.
So when the NFL announced its rivalries uniforms, he says he was hoping for something similar to reverse retro. He's wondering if we think teams would have been better served to do a reverse retro theme than a basically a City Connect theme
Hmm.
because he thinks reverse retro has more staying power and is more profitable for the teams. He also says give Paul back the thesaurus.
Thank you, Mike.
He's basically asking if NFL rivalries should be reverse retro style or City Connect style.
Chris, the more conversations that we have about NFL alternate uniforms and the new things that they're introducing, the more conversations we have about those things being throwbacks, the more I want to see new ideas in the NFL, the more I want to see things that are based on entirely new concepts. So, for me personally, I'd rather see a more like City Connect thing than the reverse retro.
Yeah, and it feels like NFL uniforms are just reverse retro anyways now, right? Like they're just mixing all the eras together, which in its essence was what the reverse retro program kind of was. I really don't think the NFL or Nike would have done a reverse retro theme just because that was Adidas's thing and that
Hmm.
was their way of establishing their own version of City Connect that didn't, infringe on Nike's intellectual property, I guess. I don't think you can trademark a theme, right? A city
Right,
theme.
right,
But, it looks like you're stealing it from them. So, yeah, the NFL has the city thing. They just gotta roll with it now. They're locked into it with the NBA and MLB. I think it was pretty successful in baseball, basketball. The whole 1 year turnover thing, I think was a mistake because whenever I see a new City Edition uniform come out, I just don't care
right. You're
because I
like,
know it will be gone.
right.
So, the Raptors came out with a cool one a couple of years ago, or maybe this year. I honestly don't know because there's so many and they only last a year. I'd see them for sale and I thought, what's the point?
Yeah,
I know it's gone in a couple of months. I might as well wait till it's on super discount.
yeah,
And but by then I won't care about the design anymore because it
yeah.
hasn't been worn for 2, 3 years. That doesn't answer your question, but I think the NFL is basically doing reverse retro as their home and road set anyways. So I'm gonna go City Connect.
We agree.
Paul, we agree. Hey, look at that. We should buy a beer in Philadelphia and celebrate.
I expect we'll do that.
Top.
I'm showing up at the bus station when you roll in with a cooler full of Yingling.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds good.
It's mediocre beer that has a lot of nostalgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like Yoo-hoo. and I know that's not good. I
No,
haven't had Yoo-hoo either, but
Yingling is a lager.
okay, well,
Yeah,
lager's okay. Okay, Paul. Well, that's it for the comments. If you guys want to share your comments, please do. We love reading them on the air, and we love answering questions. So, get them in there. Basically, let me tell you this: if you leave a comment, I'm going to read it.
right.
So just leave a comment. Don't worry if it's good or not. Paul, that just leaves your minor league minute with Paul Caputo, starring Paul Caputo.
That's the mandatory. It's your contractual obligation to get me at least four mentions of my name. You handled it all in like 10 seconds there.
I am a pro, Paul. Even though I'm exhausted, I am a pro.
It's the minor league minute with Paul Caputo. Paul Caputo. It's the minor league minute with Paul Caputo. Paul Caputo. It's the minor league minute with Paul Caputo.
I'm quoting all over the place here. All right, Chris, I called an audible on this one because your fuzzy little bathroom friends have inspired me to talk about the Quad Cities River Bandits. They play in Davenport, Iowa. Davenport, Iowa was named for George Davenport. And let's just say that he was murdered in 1845 by people who were called river bandits. And so this is a minor league baseball team that is named for the people that killed the founder of that town. So the River Bandits, they had just sort of like a baseball with a bandana, looked like if a baseball was a bandit. There were terrible floods in Davenport, Iowa. It's right there on the Mississippi. They renamed briefly as the Swing of the Quad Cities, where they had a saxophone that was, in the shape of the river. A widely reviled logo. Everybody hated it and they abandoned it right away. They went back to the River Bandits where they adopted adorable raccoons as their mascot. They have a raccoon themed logo. Their logo also incorporates the beautiful bridge that goes over the river right behind the ballpark. But the raccoons themselves are the bandits because everyone likes to call raccoons bandits. These are your Quad Cities River Bandits, named for murderers of the town's founder, but an adorable raccoon for their logo.
Well, that's a story. That's Were people cool with this name? I guess people were
They
cool with
love
it.
it. They continue to love it. And my daughter Olivia was a huge fan of raccoons. And this was before the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And there was also the Hudson Valley Renegades who have a raccoon theme. And so we actually bought Olivia a whole bunch of River Bandits gear that she wore thin until she outgrew it.
Well, if she wants a raccoon, I got three for her.
Bring them to Philly with you. I'll bring them back.
Yeah, this reminds me. So there was a team in the Frontier League. Do you remember this? Maybe about 10 years ago that caused some controversy. The London Rippers.
Yes. What a horrible idea. What an
Right.
atrocious idea for a name for a baseball team.
You got the London Rippers. That's a bad idea. But the Quad City
Yes.
River Bandits, that's cool.
In all seriousness, the answer to your question is I think people just don't know that backstory
Yeah.
about why the River
Yeah.
Bandits are called the River Bandits. Maybe if they delved, further into it, they might have a problem with it. But the London Rippers was just a uniquely bad idea.
I remember the team, like they reached out to us. They were trying to get us on their side.
Yeah.
So we wrote a couple stories, just sort of telling their story, and they invited us down to a game and all that.
Yeah.
And they were insistent that their name had nothing to do with Jack the Ripper,
Yeah. They were
but
lying.
They had a character. The character in their logo, his name was Jack. He was Diamond Jack because he
Yeah.
carried it.
A good
He did.
logo.
The
The
logo was pretty
logo
good.
was terrific.
Yep.
The whole concept behind it was, yeah, a serial murderer who violently tracked women in particular was, yeah, let's base our logo on that.
Well, they didn't last long. I think
No.
I don't even think they lasted a full season.
Is that right? Yeah.
But
No,
well,
I
the
do.
logo was cool, and I still have a London Rippers cap because they gave one to me at the game.
Yeah.
But their uniforms were just god awful. It was like stock Canada themed uniforms that had absolutely nothing to do with their identity.
Yeah.
It was just an all red head to toe uniform with giant maple leafs on the sleeves, and it was
Right.
like, no, no,
And a
not doing
serial murderer for your mascot.
it. Serial murder for your mascot. Oh, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw. You did Where Were They last week, but I'm too brain dead
Mm.
and tired to even think of where I was at any point other than nursing baby raccoons and hitching rides into town. to think of anywhere where I would be. So I'm just going to throw this to you. And we don't have a lot of time, so maybe make it quick. This is the Where Were You Minute with Paul Caputo. Paul, the floor is yours. Where were you on something, something?
Well, Chris, we were talking about NFL football,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were talking about international football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about an entirely different kind of football, Aussie rules football, footy, as they call it. I don't remember the actual date, Chris. I know that we often try to pin down an actual date, but I don't remember the actual date. I can tell you that it was May of 2010, and I was in Australia, and we were visiting friends in Melbourne, and I was invited to go to this footy match featuring the St. Kilda Saints. It was at Etihad Stadium. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Normally, they would play at the Melbourne Cricket Grounds, which would have been amazing and iconic site. It was not the iconic experience that it might have been, but it was a lot of fun. I did get the iconic stadium concession at an Aussie rules footy match, which was a meat pie. So I enjoyed a meat pie. And the rules for Australian rules footy are pretty easy to pick up. You can pick it up pretty quickly. And I did that, and I was enjoying rooting for my St. Kilda Saints. And I did have one thing though where there was a fan who was yelling something, and I kept at my friend who was Australian. I was asking, I was like, "What is he saying?" I said, "He keeps saying go sides," and then he'll just yell sides. And I said, "Why is he yelling sides over and over again?" And my friend is like, "He's not. I don't know what you're hearing, but nobody's yelling sides." And I was like, I'm going to point it out to you when he starts doing it again. And I was trying to figure out like what was happening in the game that was sides, like was it like a out of bounds and then he starts yelling. He's like, sides, sides, go sides. And I turned to him. I was like, that's it right now. It's happening right now. And he says, he's saying Saints. And the Australian accent made it sound like sides to me. So I spent like half a Aussie rules footy match trying to figure out what go sides meant in the context of the game. And it was right. You got it. So that's where I
send that guy
was.
to New Orleans.
That's right. He can go, and then all the Saints would be like, "Why is he yelling sides at us?"
Why is he yelling offside? It's not offside.
The stadium was enormous. Like the field that they play on is just like you could barely see to the other side of the field. It was like this gigantic circle. And it was a fast-moving game. It was a lot of fun, and it was just a ton of running. Like it was like soccer in the amount of like actual ground that they cover over the course of the game.
I got to check out an Aussie rules football.
Aussie rules footy, and the rules were explained.
Rugby, right? Close to rugby.
It's like a two-hand touch rugby, right? Like there's not a lot of actual like scrumming and tackling, and it's rugby, but a lot less violent and a lot less like scrumming.
So a lot more action, like
a lot more movement. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Paul. I got nothing. May 2010. I don't know.
Yeah.
Paul, let's look at the clock. What does Mr. Clock say?
9:13 here in the fake mountain time zone.
The fake mountain time
I don't believe I've lived here for a quarter century. I still don't believe in the mountain time zone.
Okay. That sounds like a personal issue you have with time zones.
Well, try to find something that's listed anywhere outside the mountain time zone in mountain time. This event will be occurring. Nobody ever says anything happens at something mountain time. I believe I'm in some sort of like weird vector location here.
And in Arizona, they're just in their own world with their own time.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
They don't know what's going on.
Bouncing back and forth between time zones.
I bring up Mr. Clock because I don't think we have time to talk about the Bridgeport Islanders this week. I had a whole long thing. Unfortunately, I left it at the hotel.
Yeah.
So I can't talk about them this week. But
well, maybe we'll cover them live in Philadelphia.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just 150 miles from Philadelphia. Bridgeport, Connecticut is.
Let's go. I'll be in New York. I mean, it'll be a short drive for me. This was episode 19, Paul. Do you have any episode number 19 players to mention?
Well, in honor of us going to the All Star game, Tony Gwynn, 15-time All Star. Can you believe it?
15 times sounds like someone made a typo somewhere.
Right. Tony Gwynn, one of the all-time great people, one of the all-time great hitters, and a 15-time All Star.
Amazing. I'm going to throw in a couple of my Blue Jays there. Paul Molitor wore 19 during the World Series in '93 when he won his World Series MVP. And, of course, one of my all-time favorite baseball players, Jose Bautista, number 19 for the Blue Jays. Bat Flip King, In a future, where were they, Paul?
My
Well,
goodness.
that'll be a teaser for when the 2026 MLB playoffs happen, because I was at the bat flip game. Anywho, let's say goodbye as
Chris,
you
I'll
get
see
ready for
you.
episode 20, which will be
Episode
done in
20.
person.
I guarantee you a Philadelphia themed uniform number for episode 20.
You
And
know me.
speaking of Philadelphia, I'll see you Sunday. I'll see you in Philly.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, that's coming up fast.
I'll be driving up from the Jersey Shore, Chris, to pick you up in Philly, and then the festivities begin. I am, like I said, coming out of my shoes.
I hope you guys are cool with me taking a nap first before any festivities begin.
I think you definitely should.
I'm gonna go take a
It's
nap.
part of the festivities. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's part of the festivities. I take
now-
a nap and everyone bangs cowbells around me or something. It's some sort of Philly tradition. I don't ask questions.
We will hit the cooler of Yingling while you're sleeping.
You bang little Liberty bells as I sleep.
They sound terrible though because they're cracked.
Because there's a big crack in them, so they don't make a noise. So I'm able to sleep.
Right.
When in
This-
Rome or when in Philly.
The story of the Liberty Bell is hilarious, by the way. Like it's such a nothing. Like the fact that it's become this icon of Philadelphia. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's
next
talk about
week,
it next
Chris.
week.
Yes,
Yeah. Episode
absolutely.
20. Episode 20.
The big 2-0.
The big 2-0. That's right.
Coming.
Episode 20 is when we have to do it in person.
There you go. Every 20 episodes, we got to meet in person. Episode
next
40
time
will
you
be
gotta
at a
come to
Buffalo
me.
Bisons game.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go to a Bison's game.
See?
All right. We're still talking. We're supposed to be off.
Oh yeah. I'll see you in person, Chris. See you Sunday.
All right. See you Sunday. See everybody next week for episode 20. Thanks a lot for checking us out.
Go get some coffee.